Hey everybody, I'm Lori. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to talk about the habits of productive people, helping us figure out ways to get a little bit more done in our lives. So we all want to be more productive and get more done in our lives. Less procrastination, more motivation. So let's look at some habits from some of the most conscious leaders and see what we can learn from them. You've probably heard of most of these, but it's always a helpful reminder just to listen again and figure out how you might be able to try to incorporate just one into your routine. So first things, productive people are mindful people. They're attentive to themselves and to their work. They spend time reflecting on what's working and what needs to be improved, and they value learning. So how can you do this? Well, spend some time thinking deeply about your work, your relationships, what's going well and what's not. Seek out feedback from your colleagues, your boss, even your significant other. Get curious about your life and your work, but do it without judgment. And then here's some skills, some habits that productive people adhere to. They're mindful of their time, and they spend their time on what's most important. They're focused and attentive as they organize their day, clear about the result that they want. It's also about knowing what works best for you in terms of time. If you're a morning person, don't schedule a bunch of mundane meetings when you could be getting your most challenging and urgent work done. And don't be afraid to give yourself uninterrupted time. Time blocking with strong boundaries is very useful. Time's a resource, so be thoughtful about yours. Remember, being busy is not the same thing as being effective. All right, another thing productive people do, they prioritize. There are so many distractions and temptations that it's hard to get to what's important. You probably get hundreds of emails in your inbox, and social media feels like it's an endless sea of content to explore. But is time scrolling through Instagram really helping you with your goals? Probably not. Figuring out what's important is important. Productive people get the most critical tasks done first. This gives you a feeling of accomplishment, and it honors the 80-20 rule. That's that rule that says 80% of results come from 20% of our effort. So figure out what's going to have the biggest impact and put your time and energy there. All right, next, productive people say no. This is to say they have strong boundaries. In order to be mindful of our time and get to the most important things first, we have to say no. Boundaries are important. Remember that when you say no to somebody else, what that means is you're saying yes to yourself. Productive people value everyone, and they find a way to make sure everyone's included and appreciated. So this might mean varying your time zones to include people if you're a global company, or reaching out and saying thank you to somebody who helped you get something done that day. People matter, and productive people know that. None of us do anything alone. Maybe most importantly, they take care of themselves. This might mean getting good sleep. It might mean going to a weekly yoga class, putting your phone down at dinner to have meaningful conversations, taking a walk. It means taking a break, finding time for joy and fun and laughter. Imagine you have this marble jar and being really productive starts to deplete it. You get tired, you get worn out. So finding time for self-care and joy refills up our jar of marbles and gets us ready for that next day, for that next big project. It's been hard to be productive this past year when it feels like all of our worlds have collided. Home is work. Work is home. We're not only managing our own schedules, but those of our families. But some of these tips can help. Give a few of these habits a try. Maybe take just one. Start there. I think you'll find that they'll make a big difference in how you move through your day and what you get done.